In the examination motor system, we have gone through examining in the supinated position, pronated position, repeated flexion, extension. Then we have gone for seeing the gait. Then we went for seeing the wasting or hypertrophy of muscles. Then came muscle power testing. Next steps are, one is reflexes. Number 2 is for involuntary movements. And then we have got coordination or cerebellar signs. They all come as separate. So let us see how the reflexes are tested. When we test the reflexes, we don't include the reflexes through the cranial nerves, but only through the skeletal system. So let us go to examine the biceps muscle now. Basic principle: ask the patient to relax, expose the biceps muscle, both sides. Now I am putting my finger here, and simultaneously I am observing the muscle, not the hand. I can see biceps is contracting. So while eliciting the reflex, important point is how do you hold your hammer and how do you do it. You have to hold it like and drop it like this, and may not use like a carpenter. So always hold at the tip and drop it, you will get maximum force. If there is no contraction, you ask the patient to clench his teeth, and at that particular moment, clench your teeth. The moment I say clench, I have to tap. There should not be any gap between clenching and tapping. Relax. Okay. Then I have to do the opposite side also. This is for biceps reflex. Then I am going to test for his triceps reflex. Again, I ask him to relax. I am supporting and holding the upper limb and tapping triceps tendon, looking at the triceps muscle which is exposed. The next reflex is supinated jerk, again elicited by tapping the tip of the styloid process. In order to avoid discomfort or pain to the person concerned, you keep your fingers and tap on it, looking at the brachioradialis muscle over here. Each reflex must be compared with the reflex of the opposite side. Then we go down to the lower limb reflexes. The same pattern we examine. The knee jerk, expose the muscle concerned. This is a muscle here. Then you are flexing it here, asking the patient to relax and tap the tendon and look at the muscle for contraction and compare with the opposite side. If there is no contraction, again he clenches the teeth and again do it. Now going back to the ankle jerk, this is the position I keep it, knee slightly flexed. The lateral surface of the foot is resting on the cot and tapping over here. I can see the muscle contracting. So this is how the deep turn jerks are elicited. And if you find there's a pyramidal response, then we have got few more reflexes like Hoffman's reflex. By suddenly flexing the terminal interphalangeal joint, you can see the movement of the other fingers. Hoffman reflex. And see the position of the thumb in this. When I am pulling his fingers, usually thumb goes out. If it comes inside, it's sign of pyramidal lesion, Wattenberg sign. Or I can tap like this and see finger flexion reflex. If I find the lesion is in the pyramidal system, the spinal cord, I can also tap his pectorals for pectoral reflex, keeping over the pectoralis major and tapping. Coming to the superficial reflexes, again not the cranial nerves but the motor system, we have got abdominal reflex. The 4 quadrants are tested like this and look for contraction of the muscles. And then you have got cremasteric reflex, which all of you can do it and practice it. We are not demonstrating it. What is done is you stimulate the L1 dermatome by drawing downwards. Please note the direction downwards, and the testis scrotum moves upwards. This is called cremasteric reflex. Then we have the plantar response. It is tested by stimulating the foot. The site of the foot you have to stimulate is the junction between the lateral side and the sole. That particular line is stimulated with a sharp object and see the response. You are looking at the big toe, other toes, angle. Commonly you find flexion of the big toe, flexion of other toes, and withdrawal to the limb. That's what is expected. If this is not elicitable, then you can go ahead keeping the limb in this position, fixing the angle, and again repeating the same. Also, if the reflexogenic zone is more, you can draw over here, or you can squeeze his calf muscle tendon here, or you can push downwards forcefully. That will also elicit the plantar response. Now, whenever you elicit physical findings, if you find there is increased tone or hyperreflexia, always look for clonus. Clonus is tested, the patellar clonus is tested by holding the patella like this, fix the leg and then push downwards. This is how it is pushed downwards, and then you can see that it keeps on moving if it is positive. Examination of the angle clonus, hold the limb like this, flex it. I am holding in the lower end of the thigh, popliteal fossa not in the calf. I am slightly everting it and suddenly pushing up, and if there are repeated contractions, you call as angle clonus as present. So this is basically about testing for the reflexes. Completion's sake, you can also do bulbocavernous reflex or rectal examination for anal reflex.